So it's very recent, but I have like a plate here and a plate here. My face is still tender from the operation, and it's like a friggin' miracle that I look normal. Like you wouldn't even know that I had this accident. I love capturing a time of my life and having it on my body so I can always look and be reminded of that time. Like the way that I see it is an art form, and I'm not gonna say my body is a canvas because that is super cliche. Hey, I'm Jake, and these are my tattoos. So my first tattoo that I got was this tiny little cross. And it was just a gift. It was like a house tattoo. Some random person did it, which is why it's really bad now, but I like it. I got the compass initially when I was traveling overseas. I think I was like 20 or 21. I didn't really know like what I wanted to study or what I wanted to do with my life. It was just kind of like this compass to symbolize direction. But then I realized after I got it that there's like this, I don't know if you can see, but there's like this perfect Pokemon ball right there. And then, I don't know if you know Hayao Miyazaki. It's like an anime, Japanese.
Is he Studio Ghibli?
Yeah, Studio Ghibli. So there's this little like character here with whiskers and like a face. It's really hard to see.
Oh, like Totoro?
Yeah, exactly, but like a round version. And now those parts of it have become like my favorite parts. Yeah, and then I got this arrow just because I wanted to add to it. And the feathers are like eagle feathers, which in some cultures signify the voice of the spirit. In all the big decisions and little decisions I make, I like to think that I'm always in communication with the spirit, with the Holy Spirit. Oh yeah, before that I got the eagle. When I got it, it definitely symbolized like all the cliche things that eagles symbolize in Christian culture. But this is my favorite tattoo that I have. But yeah, I got this one next. I got the mountains. I think it was just the mountains and it was a dot tattoo. It was just random in Bali. And I got rid of the dot work because I didn't really like it. And yeah, the cat has a lot of significance. The bear and the deer, they just look cool. This one is one of my most recent ones. My grandpa died and he was like a little bit of a difficult person to get along with, but we had a really good relationship. Getting to know him, I saw so much of his beauty, but he like still has a lot of thorns in his personality. So I thought that'd be like a good tattoo to symbolize him. I think that's it. Oh, I got a really recent one here that just says again. And that to me just symbolizes resilience and just, you know, keeping on going and getting back up. I kind of like when I was younger, went through my dad like passing away in a bit of a traumatic way, which rocked like our whole family. But like because I was a teenager and I had such a good community around me, though it was something that changed my life, it was quite easy to stay resilient because I just had so much support. Coming into adulthood, I've just like, you know, gotten in a couple of bad relationships, just like, you know, people dying, and I had this accident 2 months ago where I broke both my wrists and I smashed my face. I fell from like this 4-5 meter loading dock. Yeah, I was just like moving this pallet and something broke and I fell backwards. Luckily I had enough time to like spin around instead of landing on my back because I probably would have died. And I landed instead on my wrists and my face. And the rest of my body was okay. I have like a scar here. I had an operation on my left wrist and I have a plate in there, and then I had an operation on my face. All the scars are like inside the mouth from the operation. Now it's like a friggin' miracle that I look normal. Like you wouldn't even know that I had this accident. I think there was so many people praying for me like every day when it happened, and I think, yeah, it's a miracle that I'm like this today, but I didn't think that I would be. And I have like a bit of psychological trauma from it as well, and I broke up with my girlfriend that I had for like a year and a half, like 2 weeks after the accident. So it's been like such a hectic time. All these things keep happening that seem like really, I keep going to say shitty, but I'm like, wait, this is a Christian video.
Well, you can talk how you want to talk.
Okay.
If you don't find swearing offensive.
No, I don't. Yeah, lots of shitty things have been happening like the last few years. But resilience has just meant so much to me during times when I've felt like adulthood is just like a bit not what I expected. I think especially growing up and going through youth at church, there's always like, you know, life is going to be great and you have so much purpose and so much potential and you're going to do all these things, which I still believe and I still have that hope. But we spoke less about the struggle that life is. And so at the end of the day for me, it's like, well, I've still got my relationship with God and I'm very strong and I'm deconstructing and reconstructing and going through that whole phase, but I still feel very connected to the church, which is, I think it's quite a unique thing, especially after, you know, there can be so much, you know, bitterness and things like that. To have something that beautiful and then just have a bad experience of it and throw it all away, I think is like silly. It's just like, there's nothing that's going to be perfect. There's going to, like, humans run everything.
Yeah.
You know, until we have artificial intelligence that can run a perfect religion with no flaws or something.
True.
I got this one at some point. It's like a friendship tattoo, palm tree.
What's a friendship tattoo?
A friend of mine just has the exact same tattoo in the same spot.
Nice.
It was like one of those late night in Thailand, $50 tattoo. Still safe. Made sure the needles were sterile and all that. It might look like a house cat, but it's actually a Caracal, which is a cat that's very similar to a lynx, but it's not. It's different.
Very passionate about that difference.
Yeah, I've had that conversation a lot. Why do you have a house cat on your arm? Like, I actually love this tattoo, but I love the story more behind it. It's always been like this dream to go to Africa as a family, like a big family trip. So my dad passed away when I was like 17, and we wanted to do it with my dad as well. But we thought about him a lot during that whole trip. We were in South Africa first, and we were on this walk that went like all the way around this point. It was beautiful. When I go on trips, even to this day, I will always pray almost every night for the next day, and I'll just like invite God into that day. Anyway, so we get to the end of this walk. I walk ahead of my mum and my sister, and I freeze because I see like this cat in front of me. I didn't know what it was. Like, I'm in Africa, South Africa, so I just automatically think it's like this huge cat that wants to eat me or something. And we see that it's this caracal, which is like, it's like half the height of me, but like quite long. They have this little thing on their ears. It's like this hair and this beautiful pattern on their face. It was amazing. And it was just like sitting right there, and it was kind of stunned by us, and it went and sat underneath this rock. And me, my mom and my sister just like was staring at it for the longest time. Like, we Googled it after, and there was nothing online about Caracals being in that area. And even the ranger hadn't seen any. He was like just as shocked as we were. And so for me, that was so significant because it was just like, wow, you know, even when I wasn't expecting it, God showed up and gave me and my family like this awesome experience that meant so much to us because we love cats. And part of the reason why we went to Africa is because we love cats as a family, which is a random reason to go to Africa. But it was just so special. I knew that it was God that, you know, orchestrated that, or however you want to look at it.